Hey everybody. I am a federal employee who, like thousands of other people, was terminated today. And I'm noticing this really disturbing trend of people rejoicing, like people in the private sector rejoicing that federal employees are being fired. And I have this gut feeling that these are probably the same people that was happy when people were being deported. That's neither here nor there. Listen, I just want a quick PSA, so you can't say ain't nobody warned you. Come here. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. If you thought that you should be worried about DEI hires taking your job, baby, you about to hate to see these federal employees coming. Because, honey, when I tell you the way the federal government works is we are basically trained and taught and more or less forced to do more with less.
Okay, I'm not really seeing where the fear would set in. I think that that's what most people in corporate America and that have their own businesses, that's what most people are dealing with. Before I hear the rest of this, because they want to hold our hands when they tell us this, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. I just dropped a video this yesterday, literally yesterday, and you're going to love it. Also, teach Hanley 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. And then last but not least, I always like to link back to the content creators, so that will be down in the description regardless of whether I agree with them or not. I always like to link back to the content creator and give credit because that's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? All y'all content creators out there that like to do reactions, and I know that you guys send me a lot of videos and things like that. I do my best to try to research the origin of the video so that I can make sure that I give people credit because we got to make sure that the people that are creating the content, again, whether you agree with it or not, gets credit. But let me get back to the video. First things first, absolutely, I think that it's the same people that are laughing at the layoffs. And I don't think that they're laughing at the layoffs. I think that they're more excited that their tax dollars should be used for the things that we want them used for. And we voted for this. And it's very exciting for the first time in my lifetime, at least, that you got promises made and promises kept. And so, the fact that they are absolutely getting people up out of here that came over here illegally because it is a crime, especially some of the most vicious criminals that's on the streets. And it includes everybody from pedos to people that did assault, to people that's done some of the most egregious things to women and all of this stuff. Yeah, absolutely. We're excited that things go back to and you hit the reset button for culture and society and everybody bringing a culture over here, but nobody actually doing it the right way. That's A. B, everybody is doing more with less. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Unless you work for one of the Magnificent Seven. And the Magnificent Seven is a group of companies within our portfolio joint stock club. Make sure you get in their Patreon. Is a group of companies that basically generate the most revenue and they're the most technologically savvy. The Googles, the Teslas, all of that. Unless you are empowered with that level of resource, in which they basically give you every tool in the tool shed to be able to do the things that you do, but you're also expected to do way more than people that's operating in the normal sector nowadays. Unless you work for one of those companies, everybody is dealing with doing more with less. I've spun up entire departments over the last 7 to 8 years between the two companies that I work for from scratch with scraps, and then had to get licenses for everything, and then had to basically create the policies that allow for certain people to be able to do the jobs that they've done. Wearing multiple hats and multiple roles in departments that wasn't even created yet. So I'm not really sure that anybody is fearful of a DEI hire, because a DEI hire is a person that wasn't really in our opinion, qualified to even hold our bootstraps. So that's number one. And a federal employee, nobody is concerned about a federal employee, especially the majority of the ones that I've seen getting laid off. I've only seen one man go on the news, not necessarily go on social media, but only one man go on the news and say that he was of this and of this, and he was concerned and he was looking a little bit disheveled. But other than that, I've only seen women, white women, black women, Asian women, Hispanic women are the ones that I see overwhelmingly say that they got laid off. And most men and most people in the private sector are ready to compete. They've been competing their entire lives, and they also used to layoffs. They're used to being at will employees. They never went into the sector expecting for long term comfortability. So let me hear the rest of what she got to say.
Because of that, a lot of us are used to, our resumes are pretty extensive because we've had to operate in positions outside of our normal position. We have, some of us are in like lead and manager role, fast track roles, where like you're in the role, you're being trained for that role, but you're still at your original position. We can put that on our resume. Many of us, like I said, may have been operating in, one role is just a regular old contact rep or a regular old lead. But because the federal government is always understaffed, we've been doing work that a manager would do, or a general manager would do, or a district manager would do. All of that, all of those accolades, all of those awards, all of the reviews that we passed with flying colors, we put all that on our resume. So while you're ha and keying that federal employees have lost their jobs, just know when this is all said and done, you probably gonna wish for a good old DEI hire. Cause at least maybe y'all were on the same page. But you thinking you about to go toe to toe with a federal employee that may have had the title of what you do, but has the resume of what your boss does?
Yeah, I take my chances up against a DEI hire or a federal employee. The not 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10, I take my chances, and I'm pretty sure that I will work you under the desk. See, what people don't understand, and I am a person that has hired people for both small businesses that I own personally and also in corporate America. And what a lot of people really don't understand is that we don't care about your resume. Your resume is the thing that gets you the interview. We care about your cultural fit, your attitude, your work ethic, your social media. We go and see who you really are. We Google you 100% of the time. We Google you. That is a part of it. We also want to see whether or not you are consistent. We're looking for people that take initiative. There's a lot of other factors and characteristics that determine whether or not you are the best person for the job. More importantly, we are looking for people that are technologically savvy. We don't care about your reviews. We don't care about your performance reviews. We don't care about any of that type of stuff. I have never met a hiring manager ever. The only people that we have to vet it through. Sometimes we got to push people through because they may not have all of the credentials that we want, but we can see all of the work ethic and the potential in them, and the impact that they've had on previous organizations that they may have worked at. We look for the intangibles. I look for people that have owned their own business before because I know that they got a whole different type of work ethic. They understand that it's a dog eat dog world. They willing to work beyond the time that you allocate for them. Everybody that even worked for me personally for the media side of the company and for the property development side of the company. Everybody that worked for me, we don't put tabs on them, but I know that they work beyond the time, and that's why I don't have to babysit them and stuff like that. So, when I see people say stuff like this, all it does to me is make me laugh because we not gonna stop doing what we was doing in the first place, and we done already been through the fire. And so I think that it makes it for a better place, better workplace, more competitive. And again, a lot of the people that I've seen getting laid off, I wouldn't hire them anyway. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out and what the private workplace is going to look for. And I think that y'all not really built for the type of work that most people are doing outside of it. And there is no prototype, right? It's not a monolith. No federal worker is a monolith and no private worker is a monolith. It just depends on the type of role that you're going for, and it also depends on whether or not you're a cultural fit. But y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Also, tap into the Millionaire Morning Show, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me know what y'all think.